I accidentally ended up on the internet on a commercial real estate website. We wanted to have a residence where we could grow old in, which means everything on one floor and close to the metro and on Capitol Hill. That was not very easy, and we were a little scared when we saw it, but we thought, we just want to give it a shot.
My goodness, the building was in dire shape, certainly. There were areas where there was no roof, water was on the floor. It had a lot of work to be done, but at the same time, the bones of the building were so evident.
The masonry structure was built in 1921 by the Stewart brothers as a storage facility for the distribution of coal and ice to the Capitol Hill neighborhood.
We had initially thought we could restore the building, but it turned out the condition was so poor because of the fires and the weather deterioration that we had to almost totally tear it down and rebuild it. But our aim was to rebuild it looking as much like the original industrial building as we could.
The new building sits on the original footings, and much of the brick and other materials were salvaged and used in the reconstruction process. Other reclaimed materials were also used on the interior design in places like cabinets and fixtures.
In today's day and age, you have a lot of new building techniques, a lot of new building products, and sometimes through that process you forget about details, you forget about original architecture. And when you're able to salvage old materials and mesh that with new materials and combine those two elements, it makes for just a win-win situation from a historical standpoint and an environmental standpoint.
So on Capitol Hill, you still have a few of the really old frame houses in the alleys, and you have carriage houses and garages, but you don't really have a lot of alley dwellings on a big scale. And so you had buildings like this go up as warehouses, and so now we've come back and people are living in them again. I mean, this is a wonderful reuse and going back to helping make alleys lively places again.
The alley was renamed Adolf Klus Court after the German-born architect who designed the Eastern Market, as well as nearly 100 other buildings around Washington.
Only did not have to pass the law in the city council, but that had to go through Congress because we are not a state. So we can actually claim that we brought a law through Congress naming this alley.
The unique residence is 3,600 square feet with an 800 square foot attached apartment. Bathed by natural light of the clerestory windows, the central living and dining room boasts 1,300 square feet. A 12-foot table as well as bookshelves were built from the original roof rafters, and geothermal wells and solar panels contribute to lowering the structure's environmental impact.
The footprint of the building is almost 5,000 square feet on one floor. And where on Capitol Hill can you have such a residence? This close to everything, to Metro, to Barracks Row, and so on, in such a huge space. I think it's unheard of, and you can only find such things in alleys.